I love when the Discord points out something that I didn't notice, especially interactions with newer cards. I just don't have the time to think about these things. Because Transcendent Dragon has an ability where if you cast it from your hand, you can counter target spell and then put that spell into exile and then cast it yourself without paying its mana cost. And Lug on the Discord, who asks a lot of good questions, asks, can the counter ability steal commanders? Spoiler alert, yes it can. But why exactly is that? Because we all know that anytime we put a commander into exile or the graveyard, we can move it back into the command zone as a state-based action. And if a commander would be shuffled into our library or put into our hand, we can put it into the command zone as a replacement effect. Well, let me explain to you a quirky little thing about state-based action. You see, we only ever check state-based actions when a player would gain priority. This is right after anything has resolved and then right before any triggers would be put on the stack. In between that space, we check state-based actions. And we only check state-based actions during those specific times, which means we do not check them during the resolution of a spell or an ability. This is why something like Psychosis Crawler, which has power and toughness equal to the cards in our hand, would not be put into the graveyard during the resolution of a Wheel of Fortune, even though at one point our hand was at 0. We'll follow the entire instructions for this effect, discard our hand, then draw 7, and then after that has all resolved and this is put into the graveyard, we can check for state-based actions. By that point, we see 7 cards in our hand and Psychosis Crawler is okay. It's the exact same deal for Transcendent Dragon. This is all just one instruction. This is all one entire effect. How is that different from something like Spelljack? Well, let's look at the most updated wording, and you can see that there's a little difference with the last part. It says you may play without paying its mana cost for as long as it remains exiled. Whereas Transcendent Dragon says then you may cast it without paying its mana cost. It's instructing you to do it right now. Whereas with Spelljack, it's not telling you to cast it right now, it's just saying you can hold it in there and as long as it's there, you can cast it. So as soon as Spelljack resolves, we check for state-based actions and then we see, oh, there's a commander in exile, would you like to put it into the command zone? Whereas with the dragon, it puts that spell into exile and then it asks you if you want to cast that spell right here and now as part of the effect. So by the time the entire effect resolves, we'll check state-based actions and we won't see a commander in exile or in the graveyard and the game won't prompt that player to move that commander into the command zone.